Hello, my name is Nick, also known as Roosin from the Dragon's Den forums, and this is my video for the Dragon Quest Superfan contest. I decided to make a video instead of doing the usual taking pictures of a collection and then captioning it or whatever. I figured it would give you a better idea of who I am, along with, well, you also get to hear me make a jackass of myself, but you also get to see my collection and my room and more about me. Anyway, let's start with my Dragon Warrior Monsters for Game Boy Color. Now, this game I got around when I was in, what was it, middle school? Yeah. In middle school, it had been so many years since I had started playing any Dragon Warrior game or Dragon Quest game at all. The last game I had gotten to play was Dragon Warrior 4 for the NES, and I think by that time I ended up selling it for, well, my parents ended up selling my NES game, so I had no contact for any Dragon Warrior games, and that was like a breath of fresh air. In fact, I liked it so much that I made this little Drakey monster in my woodshop class. You notice that there are legs missing. Over the years, it kind of just broke off. Oh well. I still keep it though, because I like it. Anyway, then there's Dragon Warrior Monsters 2, but that's Tara's version. I know it's kind of hard to see, so just believe me, that's Dragon Warrior Monsters 2. I didn't get that until I was in college. I couldn't, every time I found it when I was younger, when it first came out and all that, every time I found one, I didn't have the money for it, or my parents wouldn't buy it for me, so I never got a chance to get it. Whenever the times came, like, what do you call it? Whenever I did have money, or it was like birthday or Christmas time actually, we couldn't find it by then. It was just like gone in an instant. That and Kobe's version too, actually. I never got Kobe's, but I figure it's basically the same thing, so I'm good with just having Tara's Journey. I actually never did get to beat Dragon Warrior Monsters 2. I have to go back and do that though. I just kept getting sidetracked with all the new games coming out. Anyway, next we have Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 for Game Boy Color, and Dragon Warrior 3 for Game Boy Color. Now, Dragon Warrior 1 and 2, I got that sometime in the beginning of high school, I believe. Yeah, beginning of high school, my first year as a freshman and all that. That game, that was nice to have back. I mean, Dragon Warrior 2 is like one of my favorites, and it was so great to have that back. I kept playing it during class, actually. Anytime it was boring or basically watching a really dumb video, I would pull out my Game Boy Color and start playing. In fact, I did it so often that a friend of mine, a classmate, wanted to know what it was, so I let him play for a bit, and he's like, this is really good. So he got himself a Game Boy Color and started playing. Unfortunately, he kind of baited out of it, so I stopped talking to him also, but I believe he just kind of stopped caring after a while. Probably when all the new games came out, he didn't care anymore. Kind of sad, really. Now, Dragon Warrior 3 for the Game Boy Color, I got sometime, like, not too long after, when I found it in the mall when I was with a friend, and I was, like, so excited because I didn't even know it came out at the time, so I ran over to the store and grabbed it and bought it right away. My friend was kind of annoyed because I also unwrapped it and started playing it and all that, and right there in the middle of the mall. And the game kind of surprised me actually though when it had the personality test in the beginning. Because I was used to the NES version really, because they didn't have the personalities then. When I first took the test, it said I was selfish, and I was so upset though. And my friend commented, selfish. That sounds right. Yeah, he was a little annoyed that I just kind of up and started playing without even giving a shit, really, so. Anyway, next we have some drawings I did. I started off in middle school doing the drawings of a mimic. That's the only thing I can actually draw decently, really, too. I did this throughout, well, since middle school. I did this throughout all of my life, actually. See, in middle school, my art class said, like, okay, take one thing you want from home or from something you've seen in the past and bring it in, and we'll teach you how to draw it. So, I learned how to draw the mimic. I never could get the tongue right, though, so I just always omitted the tongue instead, because, well, it's a little annoying, actually, to have to stick it in there. I mean, Also, it's kind of laziness too, I guess. So it's not really a perfect mimic, but it's good enough for me, because again, I can't draw anything really except that. Now, moving up, this is Dragon Quest Monsters Joker things. Notice I have the little, what was it called? Oh, the screen wiper. That came with the pre-order for Dragon Quest Monsters Joker. I had to actually practically beg the game, stop people to give it to me. Well, not beg, more like demand every single freaking day. I would go up to the cash register. I went up to the cash register and asked for my game. They got it for me. I said, what about the pre-order bonus? And they go, oh, it's not in yet. Check tomorrow. So I checked tomorrow. Oh, don't have it yet. Check tomorrow. So I kept coming in every single day, and they even stopped telling me to come in tomorrow, until by a week later, they finally got it, and like, oh, hey, it's the guy. Quick, give it to him so he can shut up. Yeah, but I was so glad to have it, and as you can see, it's actually still attached to my 3DS now. I got into Dragon Quest Monsters Joker when Slime Knights were around, if anyone remembers that. I also got Rocket Slime and these little decals from the Slime Knights website. For those that don't know, Slime Knights was like the official Dragon Quest fan site, I believe. You can get prizes for doing mini quests, such as submitting artwork for certain contests or stories or ideas. And that's how I got these little slime decals for your car. I still have one actually up in my car. I'm missing one. I also got, see, this is a box that came with keychains. I'll show you the keychains later. They're in my keychain collection actually. But yeah, so I actually got into these only because I heard of it on Slime Knights. Though I didn't get into Slime Knights until I got Dragon Quest VIII. But I'll get into that later. Now, Rocket Slime's another one that was on Slime Knights, and to be honest, I didn't really care for this game too much. I mean, I played it, I beat everything up to... I did beat it most of it as I could. Like, I beat the game, don't get me wrong, but I also was trying to get all the museum with all gold monsters, but I kind of gave up when it came to that stupid jewel slime and any other really rare monsters like that. But overall, it's not a bad game. It's just it felt like there could be more to it. That's the only thing, really. Now, let's move to the DS games of the main series, Dragon Quest IV. Probably might be my favorite game. No, not necessarily because it's on the DS, though. I actually think I like the NES version a little better, even though it was harder. But yeah, that probably was my favorite game is actually my favorite game of the main series. Now, mainly, I've done so many things with this. I've done a Nara and Mara, or Maya and Mina only journey with this. I've done a... Oh, what was the other challenge? Oh, I did a low-level run, and I plan to do a solo run eventually, where just doing the hero only, but not putting too much stock into it just yet because I'm catching up on a bunch of other video games, but eventually I'll get to it, I'm sure. Now, Dragon Quest V, this is another great game. I actually played this in Japanese before I played this version. I'll get into that some other time, though. I'll mention that on this topic that I'm going to be posting the video on. Dragon Quest VI. Now, this used to be my favorite game of the series, but this DS version, for some reason, it feels like it lost all the charm it had when I played it in Japanese, actually. For some reason, I guess maybe because it had been it was like the excitement kind of wore off, I guess, over the years, and this came so late, maybe. Don't get me wrong, it's still a great game, and I love like the party chat in here, especially Ashlyn, especially one part where she goes, "Gotta save the cow, gotta save the cow." Oh, I forgot. With Dragon Quest V, I gotta tell you, Deborah's the best. That's hands down. I don't care. Bianca's annoying. I mean, she's not bad, but she's annoying, and Flora belongs with Crispin. So, yeah, Deborah all the way. All right, Dragon Quest VII. Now, this game was like a breath of fresh air for me. When I first got this game, this was in high school. When I first got this game, I was like, 7? What happened to 5 and 6? I had not realized that 5 and 6 actually even existed at the time, because I only had the Game Boy Color games at the time. This is what actually got me to play 5 and 6 in Japanese, actually, because I didn't even know they existed until then. So, but yeah, 7 was a great game. I actually beat this game in a month and a few days, actually. I checked on my well, on my old live journal I had, and I checked the dates. I got it on Christmas, and I beat it a little after the 25th. So yeah, about a month and some change. So, all right, back to Dragon Quest VIII. Now this game I actually didn't beat until recently. Don't get me wrong, I love this game. This game is actually felt like it was coming back to its roots while being updated too. I don't know how to describe that very well, what I mean by that, but just it was such a great game, great music. The voice acting was a plus, though not necessary, and great game. But yeah, I actually put it down for a while because of other games, I think, or maybe I was getting busy with work or school. It's kind of hard to remember. But I finally beat it recently, and I'm very happy about that. Great game overall. Now, oh, before we get into Dragon Quest IX, this is Dragon Quest Swords. I got this for my father, actually, for his birthday. So, in a way, it was mainly a way to give him a gift while also giving myself a gift. I know that's kind of wrong. Yeah, Dragon Quest Swords, that's another game I only recently beat, like, earlier this year. Now, I like this game, don't get me wrong, it just got tedious after a while, and I had to stop for a while, and years later, it's like, oh, hey, I didn't beat this game yet. So, I got back to playing this, and I beat it. Great game overall, I'd say, though, not the greatest when it comes to post-game. Like, I really, really hate the sword, what is it called, the sword crafting. Getting the materials and replaying levels over and over, really annoying. But other than that, it's still a fun game for what it's worth, and it is kind of challenging. So I think I only wiped out once, but that was in the post game. So, all right, Dragon Quest IX, the most recent. This game I was actually not. I don't really care for this game too much. I mean, I still love playing it. Don't get me wrong. It just felt like. I don't know, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way or something. It felt too grindy, too MMORPG-like, and I didn't like the fact that your teammates did not really have a part in the story. But I did like all the hype that came with it, because not only did I get a t-shirt from all the events that happened, and I also got some stickers, don't get me wrong. I also met a lot of people. In fact, I went to New York for the premiere to get all this stuff, like the shirt, this poster right here. I never got a chance to hang this poster up, by the way. And, well, that's a little booklet that came with it when you went to New York. But I also met Tom Servo from Dragon's Den while I was at the New York event. I don't know. Overall, though, like, Dragon Quest IX is a good game and all that, but just not my favorite, though. I still have some post-game quests to do, though, but I was so happy, though, to do it, though. And, I mean, I don't like going to New York, because New York kind of, well, scares me. But, I took my sister, who is used to New York, and it helped me get over my little fear, and I got all this stuff for Dragon Quest IX. So happy. I also filled out my whole, what is it called? The inn. I filled out the whole inn with 30 guests because of all the events they had. Oh, note here, I took one of the stickers and put it on my old DS. Alright, now, I know this one's not really in the Dragon Quest collection, so to speak, but I wanted to include Mario Sports Mix because I only bought that game because Slime is a character in some of the sports. Well, actually all the sports. I mean, he's not too easy to play as, but I basically, the first thing I did was try to unlock everything unlock the Slime character in all the sports. I still haven't done that yet, but I've gotten the volleyball and basketball with him unlocked, so. Alright. Besides all the stuff that's strewn around all on my bed, I also have some posters I have as well. Like, when I had Dragon Warrior the Dragon Warrior 3 Game Boy Color, they came with this poster, and I hung it up right away. Also, I have a couple other posters. When Slime Nights was up, they also sent me some posters too, and you could see this poster. I got some signed posters from the King Slime himself. He's the owner. Well, he was the manager of Slime Nights before they canceled Slime Nights overall. But yeah, I got 3 of those posters for Rocket Slime. They make good posters, even though the game was kind of meh. It was still like a great posters and all that. I have this. Gonna skip over a poster. I have this poster as well. Again, signed from King Slime himself. And then I have this poster hanging on my little shelf, bookshelf here. Now, I also have, yeah, I know, I'm kind of moving around too much. I also have my Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 poster. Let me get this light off. Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 poster, I got that came with the game for Game Boy Color. I hung that up right away as well. And then, finally, I have the keychains that got me. You may have noted I have a large keychain collection. It goes all around the room. Quick run around. See that all the way at the top? That's my keychain collection. But anyway, to the keychain collection, I got 3 keychains out of the whole deal from Slime Nights. I have a green slime, a Man-O-War slime or Marine slime, and a Platinum King slime. Also, from the Square Enix store, I bought 2 of the keys that they had on there. They did official keys from Dragon Warrior. This is the Thief key, and the final key right here. I was going to get the silver key, but they have a minimum order of $20, I think, or something like that. I don't remember the minimum order, but I couldn't buy the 3rd key in a row at the same time, so I ended up not buying the silver key in the end. So, oh well. Also, I also am currently wearing one of the shirts I got from Slime Nights, the Dragon Quest 8. Dragon Quest 8 shirt, actually. Let me see if I can zoom the camera in. Here we go. You can see, I'm using the mirror to do this. You see the hero, Angelo, Yangus, and Jessica. Zoom that back out. But yeah, that's my collection. I hope you enjoyed this. Oh, one more thing to mention. On my cell phone here, sorry, I'm terrible at camera handling. On my cell phone here, I actually have music, made ringtones from the songs of Dragon Quest. You probably can't hear it though, but give an example. That's Dragon Warrior 4 from Dragon Warrior 4 solo theme. I also have Nara and Mara. I also have Nara and Mara's battle theme and a couple other songs too. I'm not sure how well that came out, so if it's crappy, I'm sorry. Anyway, this has been Rusin from Dragon's Den. I hope you enjoyed this video. Adios.